people are the biggest slaves of any citizenship in the entire world. And let me tell you why. Because the American people are the only people that are told, go work super hard, go take a massive amount of your life, and we're going to take at least half your money. All right? And then when we take half your money, we're going to send it overseas, or we're going to mismanage it, or we're going to steal it, or we're going to funnel it back into our political contributions, or we're going to send it over here for quote-unquote aid. Okay? Where's our motherfucking aid? Where's our aid from Kuwait or any of these other rich countries to fix our homeless problem? Do you ever notice that none of the other citizens on the planet work so that we can have a better here in America? It's always the other way around. Why the fuck are we, the citizens of the United States of America, financing the well-being of every other fucking country in this planet? Okay? Until people wake up to that and say no more, shit's gonna continue. This land of the free. That's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, dude. Land of the free. Land of the motherfucking worker bees is what we are. We work. The government takes more than half of our money. And you say, oh, well, they don't take half of mine. You know, they only take half of the rich people's money. Oh, really? What do you pay when you buy shit? What do you pay when you own shit? What do you pay on your personal property? What do you pay when you put gas in your car? Okay? And if you add all of those things up that you pay, they're taking 50% of your money too. And they're telling you to work. The American dream, the American dream, the American dream. And then we'll take half your shit and we send it to other countries. We are the world's ATM. The people of America are the world's ATM. It needs to end. People need to say no more. They need to get smart about taxes. Do you ever question why you weren't taught personal finance, balancing your checkbook, or taxes when you were in high school? Why isn't that part of the public education? Why are they teaching instead gender ideology and all this fucking bullshit? Because they want you to be financially ignorant so that you will go through your life not realizing how much they're actually oppressing you and how much they're actually stealing from you. And then they're going to tell you this is freedom. No, the fuck it isn't. It's not even close.
Yeah, this is a dictatorship disguised under democracy. But I want to say shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers, the 144,000 that's noising this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord's will it be edifying, titled, Dear Americans, this message is for you. Now, when we're watching the video, it's this, look like he's a patriot, or pure blood, as they say, Edomite, that's basically going into the oppression and the tyranny of his society. Now, you got to question this, all right? Now, why aren't more people speaking up and talking about this, and why are people that speaking about this are silent? Well, he made a lot of interesting points because for the simple fact, the American people, you are the biggest slaves. Okay, and I speak about this damn near every morning when I do in the transit on how vexing it is to see people literally running red lights, having accidents every morning just to work a 9 to 5 that they would never get ahead in. Okay, just to get some type of vain praise from a supervisor or a boss, or to rush to work to pay other people. Okay, because they got that term, rob Peter to pay Paul, you know, and all your money, that, you know, the term my grandparents used to use, like money goes like water. The minute you get it, you got to give it away. That's no way to live, man. Okay, you spend 70, 80 hours a week working a damn dead end job, okay, with false praises disguised under some type of pristine, but yet you're still taxed to death. You file your taxes, you still owe. You're still in debt. Car insurance is off the roof. House insurance is all over the roof. Okay, it's just like it's a big racketeering scheme. Okay, and you have several Americans that's speaking on this and they're tired of it. But flip side, the reason why you devils are complaining about it now is because you are living like the new Negro. All right, and you ought to be mad at your elites because for the simple fact, they're the ones that stole from you. You know, and you should be mad because, I mean, honestly speaking, you got Edomites that work damn near just as hard as Jacob, not harder, to keep their ranches and their particular cattle and to keep their F-150s and, you know, keep the barbecues and shit and their 75-inch screen TVs. These people literally are for naught Okay, they're working for nothing. We're all working for nothing. Okay, because like I said, man, you know you have expenses, you have bills, you have taxes. Okay, you have home expenses. Getting a car repaired today is fucking an arm and a leg, man. You know, like I had to replace some front tires, man, and them shits ran about $300, man. You know, I remember back in the day, you could get four tires for that. You get your, you know, mountain balanced brand new tires for about that. Now just the front end is running you that, man. So enough is enough. But hey, you people, man, you're through because you fell for the scheme. Okay, and like I said, the only reason why you Edomites are feeling some type of way is because now you're living like Jake. And now you're saying what we've been talking about. So do we feel bad for you? Fuck nah. Okay, this is the curses that's falling upon you. Okay, because hey, you've lived, believe it or not, even though you Edomites are between a rock and a hard place, you're still a better off than our people. Okay, you still get the best loans, the best interest rates. You still get to live in the best neighborhood, drive the best vehicles. Okay, you get the best jobs. While Jake just gets scraps from the master's table, you Edomites are still doing fairly well. But retrospect, the American people are a bunch of homeborn slaves, man. And this is your fault because for the simple fact you've allowed these unelected officials to hijack your government. Okay, you got too lackadaisical and you got too comfortable. And you allowed them to rewrite your preamble and your constitution to the point of no avail. All right, you've allowed the elites to take power from you, purchasing power and power of your monetary system, and extolled it to themselves. So therefore, your constitution is null and void because everything that the elites are doing right now is totally contrary to the constitution. Okay, setting up a central bank is totally contrary to the constitution. Paying taxes, paying child support, that's all contrary to your U.S. constitution. And even within your own constitution, they tell you that the citizen has the right to bear arms and start insurrections based on the tyrannical government. And this is what you have. So eventually there will be civil war on the soil of America. Okay, that will be because people are getting sick and tired of it. All right. Now, I did a search on democracy, which is supposed to be people's rule, but it says a system of government by the whole population, or it says, or all the eligible members of a state, typically among elected representatives. And honestly speaking, none of those, what's this woman's name? Not Connolly, Kamala. She's not really an elected official. Biden, he's not an elected official, though they appear to be elected through fraudulent elections and voting and so forth, but they were already selected. Okay, from Obama to Clinton to Biden, these men were already pre-selected to be your presidents. Okay, they just give you people the illusion of choice to make it seem like you have a say-so in the country. And you know what's so weird? It's like you only have the illusion of choice when it appears to put another bum in office. But when it comes to your taxes and your money and, you know, you being oppressed, you have no say-so in that. In fact, if you go screaming to the IRS and to the federal government that taxes is illegal, they're going to declare you a terrorist and they're going to come and arrest your ass, man. All right, but it says capitalism and democracy are centered in third war. Okay, it says a state by democracy. Democracy's control of an organization or group by the majority of its members. At first it used to be people's rule. Okay, and I remember the apostles broke it down like democracy, the root word of democracy is demon. And then you got what they call an inaugurate, which is a ritual. Okay, when they swear in and inaugurate, that's basically a ritualistic practice on the left-hand side. Okay, going into what the ancient Caesars or the Caesars of Rome, even Greece had some form of inaugurations when it came to swearing in these unelected officials into power. Okay, to further oppress you people. So this is your fault. Deal with it. Okay, we know a new we know a new rule and a new government of righteousness is gonna come upon the planet Earth and replace this current wicked government, this establishment. Okay, so it says the opposite, which is tyranny and dictatorship. Okay, which is a dictatorship. It says a government or a dictator, a country governed by a dictator or absolute authority in any spirit. And really, be honest with you, this is a dictatorship. Okay, because they dictate to you taxes. They dictate to you working 9 to 5, and when if you don't work, then basically you're going to be ostracized out of the society. You won't be able to live. You won't be able to really do the things you need to do unless you are under their government. Okay, same thing when the 2020, when the Jews came about. They dictated to people if they didn't take the Jews, then they was gonna lose their jobs. You know what I'm saying? Under so-called emergency orders. So it says the different opinions that have sprouted three popular models of democracy, which is participatory, pluralist, and the elite. It says we can see each model of democracy in American government today. Okay, what you have what they call feudist, like a feudal society, you know, dealing with taxes and feudalism and tyranny, and going into like the 1%, which is a monarchy, which is basically what you're dealing with. And the Roman Empire was known of having monarchies, man, through their dictatorships, through their particular Caesars, when the 1% governed everything, and the rest of the people were just a bunch of goyim. Okay, participatory democracy says the participatory democracy is a model of democracy in which citizens have the power to make policy decisions, which they took that from you. Okay, you may have the illusion to vote in third ward, but nah. It says participatory democracy emphasizes the broad participation of people in politics. It says, however, this is not a direct democracy in which citizens are directly responsible for making policy decisions, because they say the people choose. Okay, you let the people choose the leaders that they want, who they want in power, who will get the job done. But instead, they give you these falsified leaders and tell you this is what they're gonna do, and they break every fucking promise in the book. Okay, which is why the scriptures tells us not to trust in Egypt, all right? But you got simple-minded jakes that believe in this goddamn place, man. And the Lord told us not to believe in this fucking place. Okay, there's nothing good that could come from Babylon. This is the land of our oppression. Okay, everybody's sick, everybody's depressed, everybody's broke, and mainly the mental sickness, which leads into bodily illnesses. But it says, in participatory democracy, citizens can influence policy decisions, but do not make them. It says politicians are still responsible for implementing these policy decisions, but the United States does not have a pure participatory democracy, but at some levels of government, we can see examples of participatory democracy playing out. Yeah, basically. It says we can see participatory democracy in local and state forms of government where citizens have multiple access points of influence policymakers. Town hall meetings are a way for local and national politicians to meet with constituents to hear their opinions and topics they are interested in, or to discuss upcoming legislation. And you know what's so fucking so contradictory about this, also hypocritical, because here you got this guy by the name of Brandon Jackson, which is the newfound mayor of Chicago. And yet he got the citizens of Chicago cussing his ass out because he's basically opening up migrant shelters. Okay, the tax dollars of the citizens are going to these people, the pantries and so forth, the food, and Jake is being outed by their own leaders. And yet they're screaming this to this guy, Brandon Johnson. But see, he takes his orders from the elite. So therefore, their cries are being heard. It's falling on deaf ears. Okay, which shows you that there's no type of participatory in that. Okay, it's a dictatorship hidden under democracy, man. Okay, this is a feudalist society. All right, and he's been stealing from you people. All right, so this is the book of Jeremiah 49. It says prophecy against Edom. It says, reads here. It says, concerning Edom, thus says the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Or is the counsel perished from the prudent? Or is that wisdom vanished? But flee ye and turn back and dwell deep, O inhabitants of the dun, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, and the time I will visit him. And we're seeing the Lord visit Esau. Okay, we're seeing that 57 Arab allied nations are rising up against the West, man, in them small hats. It says, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? And it says, if these by nights would they destroy till they've had enough? Okay, because they're stealing from their own people. You typical Edomites are even being ripped off by your own. They're stealing from you, man. Even though Jake pay higher taxes than you, but you're still paying taxes, man. You still got to work 9 to 5. You still got to pay property tax. You got a lot of Edomites that's paying child support. And the list goes on. Alimony, you know, divorce, marriage, all types of shit, man. And it's to the point that people are ready to revolt against this system. And eventually people will revolt against it because, hey, they're going to see that there's no end to the tyranny. But at that time, it's going to be too late because, hey, shit, you already at the end of your rulership. Okay, if you was going to protest some type of tyranny, you should have done that shit 100 years ago. But Like I said, they set up these leaders to pacify you and to pretty much thwart your attempts, man. All right. So this is the book of Psalm 64. And I'm going to start at verses 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter, and they commune of laying snares privately, and they say, who shall see them? Right. Because like I said, democracy is hidden under no dictatorship is hidden under democracy. OK, this ain't no different than what you know who did back during the time of the Nazi Germany. OK, he was a dictator, but he was set up by the Rothschilds. But still, this is no different, man. OK, you set up leaders to come up with foreign policies and to out your citizens when they're the ones that's keeping your country alive, man. Because, hey, check this out. How much money in taxpayer money or taxpayer dollars are they sending to fund this war in the Middle East? OK, I believe they got approved for what, another 14 billion. But where the hell they going to get the money from? Where they going to how they going to get it? From the citizens, man, because things are going to go up. OK, the Fed is raising interest rates, inflation at an all-time high. And they're going to continue to rob you people until you don't have it no more. All right. And then they just going to do away with you. All right. But this is the book of Isaiah 14 and 3. And really, we're vouching for our people because we don't give a damn about you other heathens. OK, you've made this your bed. You lie in it. OK, the reason why we're not so bummed out of shape is because we have faith. We have hope. Like the scriptures say, that hope is for the immortality of Yahweh Shai. We believe, man. And this is the reason why we're not overly stressing over this shit. Yeah, it gets tiring, it gets frustrating, it gets angering. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. Okay, it serves no purpose, but we understand that a righteous government is being set up. And we're seeing the prophecies take place, which is going to lead into that righteous government, which is our hope, man. So this is just temporal means. But reading on, it says, and it shall come to pass, and that day says Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. And this is talking about the Israelites, man, starting with the elect first. And from the fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, man. And Esau's own people was in bondage to him because, hey, the average Edomite, hey, you got to sign a birth certificate upon your child being born, which is a new, fresh slave to the elites. And it says that thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased, man. OK, and that oppressor is you devils, starting with you elites, man. OK, and this is the reason why the common Edomite hates the small hat, because the small hat is not sharing the blessing with the common Edomite. Here they used you to breed slaves and to build up their society, but yet they did away with you, man. Because the average cracker, man, he ain't worth nothing. Straight up, like he works like Jake. Yeah, you got Edomites living in studio apartments now, man, in their own rulership. Shows you how wicked this man is. It says the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked, which the staff goes into power structure, and the scepter of the rulers, and he who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke. He that rooted the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered. Right, man. Okay, it says he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Okay, because it's just like a slave master. He just steady hitting you. Bow, bow. Get up, go to work. Pay the taxes. Pay child support. Pay taxes. Pay more child support. Pay rent. Pay your car note. Pay your insurance. Pay your car insurance. Pay your renter's insurance. Pay your land tax. And the list goes on, bro. It's like a never-ending cycle of abuse. All right, and that's going to lead into an ultimate civil war among the American people. And we're seeing it brew up. And this is why Jake, including Edomites, want Trump back in office, because they think somehow, some way, Trump is a man that the Most High sent, which Trump ain't nothing but paid opposition, man. OK, if Trump gets in office, guess what? The same outcome is going to come. You're going to go to World War III, and it's going to ultimately end in the destruction of the Western powers. OK, with the utter obliteration of the United States of America, which is Babylon the Great, or the virgin daughter of Babylon, or the great whore. OK, so no matter, Trump ain't going to save a goddamn thing. But it says here, it says the whole earth is at rest and it's quiet, and they break forth into singing. I just did like a little slight video over the weekend recording the trees in my backyard, man, and how dead they're looking, like to the point they was vibrant and gold. But one tree was dying off without the leaves even turning gold and red, man. It's like they were just brown, dead green leaves, and they didn't even sprout. Like those beautiful fall time colors, they're not even sprouting around here because Esau is cutting down the trees and he's bombarding the earth with chemicals, man. To the point when you cutting down female trees and male trees, or you have an overly influx of male trees, then everything is going to be out of balance, man. Like he cut down a whole quarry of trees behind our house because they want to build up a fucking apartment complex, which is killing off all the other trees because they have no way of communicating with each other. Versus when I moved to this area a little bit over a year ago, it was beautiful, man. You know, the trees were sprouting. Everything was in its proper temperament. But now since he's cut down damn near 100 trees around here, everything is dying off a lot faster because, hey, there's no connection, man. Okay, even the fucking animals are oppressed. This man is totally incapable of governing life, man. He's death. That's why it says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet, and they bring forth its singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou laid down, no fella is come up against us. And when you think of a fella, think about Paul Bunyan, okay, the tall Edomite giant that was a tree trap. He chopped down trees, you know. But it says here, hell from beneath is moved at thee to meet thee, and at thy coming is stirred up the dead for thee, which is the dead is the other nations, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, and they all speak and say unto thee, art thou become as weak as we? And art thou become as unto us, right? Because now this rulership and this wicked rulership is sparking tension in the Middle East. Okay, it's to the point that these nations want Esau out of the picture. Okay, they've gotten the technology, the nuclear technology they need. They got the weaponry, and they got the partner alliedship to say, you know what, we're strong enough. They got the confidence to say, let's take this nigga out. Okay, and it's really the plan of the Heavenly Father to get this man out of here, man, because, hey, he serves no purpose but wickedness. All right, and that purpose is just about up. But one precept here, and I'm going to end it. This is the book of James 5, and I'm going to start at verses, let's start at 3. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 4. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, this fraudulent banking system. Like you have what they call fractional reserve banking, meaning that basically you work, you don't get a paycheck to 2 weeks later, sometimes a month. Okay, even then you put money in the bank, they loan it out immediately to fund these wars and these different programs, man. Okay, ultimately to send billions of dollars in aid to the Ukraine and to those Israelis. So when you say if you put $15,000 in the bank and you want to withdraw your money, they gonna ask you for all types of identification and what you want to do with the money, because they don't have the money in the system. They don't have it. It's just numbers on a computer. Okay, and they need to know what you're gonna do with it, because basically they're playing with your money. All right, but it says, which is kept back by fraud, crieth in the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Okay, it says, ye lived in pleasure in the earth and been one time, which is undisciplined, and you have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. You've condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you, and the just is the Israelites. But it says, be patient, and this is talking to our people, therefore, brethren, and unto the coming of Yahushua. For behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain. So be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Okay, so hey, we in a time that Yahushua is getting ready to break this system down, and he's getting ready to free us, man. But you heathens, you Edomites, hey, live it up, because this is your last go round. And with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom.